going to start a co-op, obviously. Okay, well, apparently now it's now starting, so maybe now it'll work. All right, so I'm going to do a co-op so that if anybody wants to join, they can. So I want to talk about what I read on the thing with the plot for Zootopia. And I'm going to read it again, and I'm going to explain how I feel about it. It says, we find out that Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps are now police officers, the Zootopia Police Department's newest rookie cop partners. The question of this movie is whether these two animals, who are so different, really have what it takes to stay together in the long run. In other words, if the first movie was like their honeymoon, this movie is what moving in feels like. And this is from director Jared Bush. That's what he said. Judy and Nick discover that Gary, the snake, intends to steal a mysterious book at a party where it will be displayed. There they will find out that the book can actually clear the snake's reputation. They escape with Gary and become wanted by the ZPD. While hiding, they discover that the real villain has already killed another animal to obtain that same book. Ultimately, our mismatched pair of a bunny and a fox shows us that even in a paralyzed world where our differences so often push us apart, sometimes just simply trying to understand each other and talk to each other can be the thing that allows us to mend our broken world together. Zootopia 2 will hit theaters November 26th, 2025. And this is what I commented to this. I said, it actually sounds like a good storyline. I'm glad that they are they have at least mostly confirmed Nick and Judy are just police partners and nothing else. And of course, you're going to have these idiots. This is what someone else put. Nick and Judy are awesome. Let's hope that Zootropolis 2, Nick and Judy get engaged. And then another one put, okay, there is currently no sign that Wild Hops will become canon, but I'm still hoping. Guys, the one thing that little tidbit told me, they have no plan on hooking Nick and Judy up at this current moment. No plans. So why is it that everybody thinks that they have to have Nick and Judy hooked together? Why is that? Please tell me why it is that Nick and Judy have to be hooked up together as a couple for people to want to watch these movies. Because let me tell you guys something. For me, I didn't see it. I did not see Alright, I need 2 concrete slabs. Alright, so we need 2 concrete slabs. So, we need to go back to the other map and grab a truck. And the reason I say that is because we need to get some concrete slabs. But guys, let me tell you, it pisses me off when people try very hard, and I do mean very hard. It pisses me off when people try very hard to hook somebody up that is not supposed to be hooked up. And it's like I said, I actually commented on one of those things that I read to you. The directors themselves actually confirmed that the whole reason they did what they did was so that people's imagination could take over and people could imagine what they wanted Nick and Judy to do, right? That was the whole reason they did that, right? And these people are wanting so badly for Nick and Judy to get together that it's honestly disturbing. Like, borderline chaos disturbing to me that these people want it so bad for Nick and Judy to get together. And it's like, it creeps me out a little bit, actually, guys. Like, honestly, it creeps me out that these people want it so bad for Nick and Judy to get together that they're willing to, like, do about near anything to see it. And I know that makes me sound like a prick and a hypocrite and all this stuff, but guys, Nick and Judy don't need to get together. They don't. They really don't. I don't believe with any inch of my body that they need to get together. I really don't. Alright, so we need concrete slabs, so we got to figure out where we got to go to get those. Alright, let's see. Cement, that's not going to help. We won't need barrels. No, wheelhouse. Metal beams. Medium logs. Wood planks. Repair parts. Trailer store. Concrete shit. Please tell me there's somewhere else I can go. Nope, we're screwed. We're going all the way over here. Alright, so let's see. What's the path? This ought to be entertaining. But, I cannot, for the life of me, figure out why so many people want Nick and Judy to get together. Like, I'll admit, and, you know, I'll be the first one to admit to you guys, when I first watched the movie, yes, I also wanted Nick and Judy to get together, but that was my imagination. You know, it was my imagination going wild and everything. But as I got older and everything, it began to ding on me. If Zootopia put Nick and Judy together, it would be like them telling all these kids out here, hey, it's okay to live in sin. It's okay if you want to mix races. Guys, the Bible quite literally states that living, how do I put it? Mixing races is a sin. It is sinful to do so. Nick is a fox. Judy is a bunny. It would be like mixing races, whether you want to believe it or not. That's how the world is. And I understand that. You know, today's society allows it to be okay, but that doesn't mean that everybody has to have it their way. Okay? Zootopia is a children's movie. Alright, now it may not seem like it, and I know that, but why is that mission the one that's active? Yeah, stop doing that one and just go for that one. Daggum. Wait, what one is active then? What one was active? That one? Yeah, we don't need to worry about that one. We know where we're going, I hope. At least, I hope. I really do hope. But anyway, it's enough of me yapping about it. You know, it ain't gonna change the opinions of people, and I know that. And people will always have their opinions, and I'm okay with that. But it's like what I told that person. The moment that you start trying to force other people to believe in the same thing that you do, that's where you have a lot of issues. Like, you know, I'm a Christian, and one of the biggest things that I've always learned and found out is when you force somebody to, how do I say this? When you force somebody to believe in the same thing that you do, and especially with Christianity, it's a big issue. A lot of times you force it too hard. You don't gently nudge them towards it. You know, you just kind of force it on them, and it makes them not want it even more. And that's one of the biggest issues that we run into, at least Christians do, with our religion and trying to spread it, because you are always trying to force somebody who don't necessarily want to be a part of your religion. You have to let them decide on their own time. And that's kind of the same way that I've tried to explain it when it comes to the Pride Month crap and all that. You know, they're trying to force it on people. And I'm a Christian, guys. I know that crap's a sin. But I know other people won't believe me on that. So the way I try and make them understand is I'm like, you know, you're trying to force this on people. People are not going to go for it. People are going to fight back on it. And you will have more failure than you will success. But you know the bad thing, guys? It's not all gay people that are trying to force it either. It's a lot of the younger kids. Like the kids that are 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, going in their 18s, going into their 20s, stuff like that. Those are the ones that are trying to force it on people. The new kids. Guys, I will tell you this, and this is the dead honest truth here. My boss, my old boss, when I was working at KJ's, and I know I've said this a million times and y'all are probably getting sick of hearing it, but he is gay. And I know he's gay because he told me so. After I told him how I felt about gay people and lesbian people. You know, he told me after that, so I knew he trusted me enough to tell me that he was gay. Because he knew my viewpoint, I was straight with him, so he figured it was okay to be straight with me. You know? And he told me that he didn't like the Pride Month stuff and he didn't care for all that stuff. And it made no sense to him. And guys, he is the perfect example of what people are always talking about, how people are always there is always talk, and I want you guys to understand this. There will always be talk of people talking about we don't need to know what you do in the bedroom. My boss was the perfect example of nobody knowing what he does in the bedroom. Nobody that worked with him, including myself, knew he was gay. Nobody. This guy hid it that well that he was gay, that nobody knew it. And we were okay with it once we found out, because he didn't try and shove it on us. He didn't make us uncomfortable. It honestly stunned people when I told them that he was, because I ended up telling everybody back there that he was gay. And a lot of them said, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's gay." And they were like, "Wow, I didn't know that." Like, you know, and it's a perfect example of keeping to yourself what you decide to do in the bedroom. But it goes both ways, too. All right, kids, and I know it happened on my bus. Kids all the time were asking you, "Are you gay?" Why does that matter? Why does it matter about what I decide to do in the bedroom? You know, we're here to go to school, not figure out who we decide to have sex with. I mean, you know, I was straight, you know, I liked girls, still do, but still, why does that matter to you so much that you have to ask in front of God and everybody who I decide if I'm gay or not? You know? Sorry, guys. Apparently he don't. I've yet again been threatened with being kicked out. All over a stupid bunny rabbit. Because I won't take care of everybody else's animals while they sit in their rooms and do whatever they want to. All I have to say is if I'm forced to leave, I'll leave, but I'll leave in a body bag. You can join. I know it seems like I'm being over dramatic, but I try to hide it from you guys because I don't want you to have to deal with it. I have to deal with this every day. Being used, taken advantage of, and then when I say something against it, I'm threatened with either getting thrown out or something else, and nobody cares that it puts so much stress on me that I don't need, and they don't care. I always feel alone. Who am I kidding? I always am alone. Nobody cares about me. Nobody ever will. If there's nobody to care about me, why am I here? So if suddenly, without warning, the streams stop, I guess you guys know what happened, huh? I finally had enough. Hey, Alex. Depends on what you mean by okay. If by my own mother hates me, and because the fact that I won't take care of an animal that isn't even mine, so she threatens to throw me out of my own house, and risk them living on the streets because she won't get any help from me if she does, then yeah, I'm fine. And if you mean that I sound okay by I'm under a lot of emotional and just straight out stress, yeah, I'm okay. And nobody cares. That's the kicker. I try to lie to myself and tell myself that if I were to end it all, there would be people that miss me, but let's be honest, nobody would miss me. My own family would dance on my grave. Thing, Timmy. There ain't a day that goes by that I don't feel bad. You guys just don't see it because I don't let you. Because I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm here to make you feel better, even though my life is completely miserable. I keep 3 knives on my table. And I keep them there as a reminder that at any moment I could just end it. But I never do. Something in the back of my head always tells me that I'm still needed here for something, but I can't for the life of me figure out what. You know the thing that pisses me off? My mom got pissed at me because of the fact that when she asked me again to take out a rabbit cage that she could take out herself and clean, and she's done it before, and I know she could do it herself, I made the comment that I was sick of taking care of everyone else's animals. She gets all pissed and tells me that I'm sick of taking care of you. You don't take care of me. Last time I checked, I get my own paycheck in. I take care of your child. If anybody's taking care of anybody, it's me taking care of you and your children. And forgetting about my own health. Physical and mental. She doesn't see it that way. Where do I go, Alex? Please tell me, where do I go? I have nowhere to go. My dad's dead. His trailer is probably leased out to some other person. I have nowhere to go. Hey, Aku. My friends wouldn't want me around, and I don't have enough money for a hotel. And I wouldn't want to stay in any of the hotels around here anyway. Plus, both of my friends still live with their parents, so I don't think so. I'm not bringing my problems to them. I'll die first. If things keep on the way they are, that's exactly what's gonna happen. I will die. I'll be damn happy when I do. Y'all might even see a smile on my face. I'm sick of being made to feel like I'm a burden to everybody around me. My mom's always secretly hated me. She don't want to admit it, but I know she does. Because she treats my little brother like a prince. And then, she treats me like I'm just dirt under her feet. I'm only useful when I'm conveniently useful. When I'm convenient. She don't have nothing to do with me. You know, Alex, I've asked that same question. And you would think, guys, and I'm being completely honest with you, my oldest brother, Anthony, he's only a half brother because we have different dads. But he walked out when he was, I think, if I remember correctly, 16. Took his truck, told Mom that he was going to put air in the tire, had his crap in the back of his truck, and he never came back home because he was sick of her. Me and my dad, before he died, had talked about how my mom was. And I think my dad was concerned what she was gonna do to me. Yet he still left me here all alone to deal with it all by myself. You guys know the story of Cinderella? Well, imagine me as Cinderella, I guess. My mom is the evil stepmother. And, there is no happy ending. Yeah, there's only two endings. One is, well, you guessed it, leaving this world and never coming back. Second one is well, there is no second option other than dealing with it and dealing with it until eventually it kills me. As I said, I don't want to put all this stuff on you guys, so don't worry about me. just know if there's ever a day that you guys don't see a live stream or whatever and you haven't heard anything about me moving or anything, just go to the Discord and I'll make sure I'll let my moderators know that if something happens to me, if anybody wants access, they have free access. And you guys can decide to what you want to do. I don't know how much longer I can last. And it never fails. It never fails. The only time she does this is when I don't do something she wants me to do. She threatens to kick me out. She makes me feel like crap. It's her tactic. That's how it always starts, Victor. Because the fact I didn't want to do something for my mom that she could do herself. I'm always in pain. There's no difference here than any other day. The pain never stops. Sometimes I just wish that gene that my dad had would just hurry up and activate for me so that I could just so I can finally rest. Yeah, my dad had a gene that apparently gave him stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer, and by the time they found it, it was too late. And apparently I have that gene too. Well, Tiny Tim, it's a little late to be hoping because we already know that I in fact do have the gene. All it takes for it to go active, and there'll be no stopping it. Just, where's Alex at? You'll have to read the rules, Jack. I guess if Timmy wants it too, you guys can get it. You just have to send me your friend request on Discord. Just look up my name, Tony Wolfer, and I'll send you the invite. He was funny, guys, though. It's not really funny, but I find it interesting that when I was thinking about the same thing wasn't the other day, but when I was thinking about it not too long ago, I had a thing of pills sitting beside me, and just out of curiosity, I was like, well, how many of these do I have to take to never wake up again? And immediately it gave me the line to the suicide hotline, and I'm like, wow, Google cares. I'll be fine, guys, and if I ain't, oh well. Not like it's gonna matter anyway. Yeah, there's a space in between my name, and make sure you put caps on it or it won't work. It'll be capital T and capital W, I do believe. You guys don't have to worry about me. Y'all should know that. Whatever happens, it's not for y'all to worry about. Only thing I ask you guys to do is if something happens to me, keep living your lives. Enjoy life while you have it. A lot of kids end their lives at the age of 16, 17, 18. At one point I thought I was going to be one of those kids. There is no groups around me to talk to. Like I said, it's not y'all's problem. And I don't want to force my problems onto y'all. Half of those 419 people, Alex, are people that just subscribed for some stupid reason. They don't even watch my streams. They don't know me. They don't bother to care about me. And I'm getting stuck in the mud again. I just find it interesting and stupid, the fact that every time I don't do something for my mother, she's gonna threaten me with kicking me out of my own house. And then when I brought it up, and I made sure to bring it up too, just out of spite, I told her, I said, well, you just remember that when you need someone to help you get that house, because you won't have me to help you if you kick me out. And she goes, and just for your information, that was supposed to be that house was also supposed to be for you. It ain't gonna be for me. She's trying to kick me out. What? How is it supposed to be for me if you're kicking me out? And I got... Exactly. She needs me and she doesn't want to acknowledge it. Don't feel bad for telling the truth. Well, I ain't wanting no GoFundMe or anything, guys. Don't worry about all that crap. But, the biggest issue is... Okay, where's this thing at? There it is. Or am I gonna stream War Thunder? I don't know. I kind of quit earlier because nobody showed up. Everybody was too busy for me, so I just decided to do this, have a little bit of fun. And then she had to show up and make my day completely horrible, as she always does when I'm having fun. She's so miserable that when she sees somebody else enjoying themselves, she has to make sure to make their day miserable. But anyway, going back to the children, so to say. The bad thing is these children that you're talking about, they're not really children. My brother, my oldest one, he's like 20-something, and he functions on a 5-month-old level, so he's basically a big baby. Quite literally. And then, my younger brother, he's 16, and the only thing I do for him is basically nothing. He takes care of himself, but can't give him the money, so whatever. But I use it for getting groceries and things like that, feeding them. I had $1,000 in my savings account. You guys want to know where 800 and some odd dollars of it went? Her nice fancy truck that was a piece of junk when she bought it. I was kind enough to give her 800 of it so she'd shut up about getting a new truck and leave my truck alone. And she has the audacity to say that I'm lazy. She has the audacity to threaten to throw me out of the house. She has the audacity to do all these things, when if it weren't for me, she wouldn't even have her fucking truck. The truck that she's driving right now. But yet all I focus on is this game. $1,000 and 800 of it went to her fucking truck. And the bad thing was she asked me for the money. And out of the kindness of my heart, because I love my mother, and I would do anything to help her, I gave her the money for the truck. Because I knew she wanted it. And how does she repay me? My mom has already basically put it into motion that we were going to get the new house, but in order to do it, I'm not doing counseling. I did that before and it didn't help at all. Matter of fact, it made things worse. But in order to get the new house and put me on it to help make payments, I have to boost my credit score, which means that I have to go and get a credit card and spend money off the credit card and pay it off, or pay on it to boost my credit. And guess what? She was all for it, but the moment she gets pissed off at me, she couldn't care less that I get that credit card. But you rest your ass assured. You rest your ass as assured that tomorrow she's going to be all happy and dandy. She's going to want to pretend nothing happened today. And she's going to go back to being all fine and dandy. It's not that she's two-faced. She's a bipolar, I believe. I believe it with all my heart, because not even an hour ago, I don't think, I was at my Nana's house, where she sticks her ass up, or sticks her face up her ass all the time now. That's why she's not at home taking care of her children, because she's got her face up my Nana's ass all the time now, because she's had an accident and she's the only damn one taking care of her, and she doesn't care what it's doing to us. But she was acting all fine and dandy because she had me checking her oil in her truck and going and running her truck up there to get it filled with gas and bringing her extra clothes and all this stuff. She was fine and dandy. The moment she gets back to the house and I refuse, after doing all this now, and refuse to take out a rabbit cage that she can take out herself, she threatens to throw me out of the house. Hey, Pixel. That is the smallest all-wheel drive gear I have ever seen. No wonder this thing can't get no faster than what it's going. Refer to the chat if you would like to know, Pixel. I'm not going back over it again. over a freaking rabbit cage being cleaned out, Pixel. A rabbit cage being cleaned out. That supposedly she's been asking me for 2 weeks to do. Okay, you've known it's been dirty for 2 weeks. And instead of getting it and doing it yourself, you expect me to do it for you. And then when I bring it up that I'm sick of taking care of everybody else's animals, she gets all pissed off and it flips her switch and she starts threatening to throw me out of the house again for the millionth time. For 2 weeks, guys, she's supposedly been asking me to take this thing out. For 2 weeks, she's known that it's been dirty. And instead of, for 2 weeks, taking it out herself, she's waited for me to take it out for her. And even though I've completely refused to do it by ignoring her, she still doesn't get the message. And then when I bring it up that I'm sick of taking care of everybody else's animals, she wants to get all pissed off. And then when I bring it up that it ain't even my freaking rabbit, because I didn't want a freaking rabbit, guys. I hate rabbits. Except for Judy. But still, I hate rabbits. I prefer a dog over any animal, any day. I heard a dog. You know what? I did dum-dum. The way I see it, I don't care. I really don't. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I had to take care of my mother's child for her some more. But, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. And this is to show it, to kind of make my point as to how bad of a parent my mother is, but yet has the audacity to call me a bad caretaker and all that when I'm the one doing all the work. She will sit in there when she comes to the house knowing my brother has crapped, and when I come in there, and I'm not even joking, when I come in there, I'm going, and I tell her, hey mom, I'm going to bed. She goes, not before you change your brother, you're not. So you've been sitting in here for you've been sitting in here for 3 straight hours knowing your child is possibly wet and crappy. But you're going to wait for me to come in here and tell you that I'm going to bed out of respect of you, so you'll leave me the flip alone to want to tell me to change him for you. Because her back, she can't do it alone. She's done it alone before. And I've told her several times that my back can't handle it either. Does she care? No. But I'm lazy. And then she complains about me not being in there with my brother all the time. And it's like, he doesn't need me to stick his finger up his ass. I mean, I get it. He functions on a 5-month-old level. Okay? I put him on some TV with a little bit of music on it, and he's fine. Okay? And there will be times where I don't feel like streaming, and I'll go in there and I'll watch a movie or two with him. You know, and I've told you guys before that, you know, hey, I'm not going to stream. I'm going to go spend some time with my brother. And that's what I go do. I go watch a few movies in there with him. But my point is when she's here, she sits her ass right in the recliner, right there in the living room, because we don't have a room for him, so he sleeps in the living room. He has a little bed and everything. Because he's a 5-month-old. He functions on a 5-month-old level, so he has like a big baby cradle type bed thing. I don't really know how to explain it. And she sits in there knowing he's shitty and doesn't do anything. She expects me to do it. And then when I act like I'm pissed off, I'm going to help. No, you're not. You didn't bother to change him. Why are you going to help? I have literally pushed her away before because the fact that I was that pissed off that she sat there, let him sit in his own shit, and then want to act like she wants to help me when I change him. No, the fuck you don't want to help me. You just want to act and make your... Yeah. Because you want to make yourself feel better that you let your own son sit in shit until I came in there to change him. I mean, I will admit, you know, there have been times where I've been in here streaming and I won't take a break and I'll go back in there and he's wet the bed and but guess what, guys? I put in all the work to cover my mistake. I make sure his diaper's changed. I take him out of the bed, put him in the recliner. I change the pads on the bed. I change the sheet. I put a new pads, and I put a new sheet on the bed. I put new diapers on him. I do all of it to make sure that he's not sitting in stuff he doesn't need to. No, it's not that she's helping strangers, but she's helping, and guys, to tell you something, I think it was while she was gone on her vacation now. You know, she had been talking about taking a vacation with a friend. She doesn't get a vacation, ever. So she went on vacation for like a week, left me with her kids, and you know, they're my brothers. I don't mind taking care of them. But I left a plate in my brother's bed. He somehow crushed it, and he had it all around him. When I went in there, his back was cut up by the plate. I felt horrible to the point of bursting into tears because I had left that plate in his bed, and he had got cut on it. It's healed up now, but still, I felt horrible about it. And then all she has to say is, that's why you don't leave plates in his bed. That's why you don't leave him shitty in his bed, but yet you do it. And I mentioned to her earlier that I was going to give him an enema because he doesn't go to the bathroom like he really needs to. And I'm like, how much of this enema do I need to give him? She goes, you don't need to give him an enema. You need to give him this stuff and put it in his drink. He needs to drink like 4 cups worth of it. And I did that, and I told her that I got as much in it as I could. She didn't even look at me. She's still in her pissy little mood because of the fact that I wouldn't be her bitch and do what she wanted me to. And I stay in my room because the fact I don't like being around her anymore. I stay in my room because she's always up at my Nana's, and when she comes home, all she does is complain about the things that didn't get done because of the fact that I wouldn't do anything. for her. I'm taking care of 2 of your children for you. Well, one of them. The other one takes care of himself, basically, but I get paid for taking care of him, quote unquote. But yet, all I hear is that I'm lazy. She doesn't spend any time with me. She doesn't spend any time with my brother, because we don't even know who she is anymore, because she's never around. But she doesn't see where that's a problem. She doesn't see where that's a problem at all. No, we're the problem, according to her. And I joked around with her because I called her while she was on her trip, and I was like, you know, I'm going to leave the dishes for you to wash. She goes, you better not. I'm taking care of your children. If I'm going to leave dishes, I'm going to leave dishes, and there ain't nothing you going to say about it. Oh, she already expects that. I don't ever do it. She's learned by now that I'm not going to wash them damn dishes. That's why she stopped aggravating me about that. I take care of 3 dogs. And here's the thing. When she had a snake, she wanted me to feed it too. And take care of it for her as well. I'm always the one that gets the shit into the stick, while everybody else gets to do what they want to when they want to. My little brother is 16 years old. He doesn't help with anything unless she gets pissed at me and she makes him go and help her because of the fact that she thinks she's making me feel bad that she's not getting me to help instead of getting him to help. All I got to say is, you're not making me feel any worse. You're making me feel great, because at least now I can actually take a damn break. And here's the thing, her snake died because she couldn't afford to take care of it to begin with, and he'd went so long without eating anything that when we put rats in there, he refused to eat because I think he was on his last legs to begin with. And she kept talking about, you need to take that rat out of the cage before it eats him alive. It ate him, and he ended up dying, and it was my fault. But yet it's her snake, but I'm supposed to take care of everything around this house. I'm the one that's supposed to take care of her responsibilities for her. And then when I tell her that I'm going to need her to go to the bank so I can get help with the credit card, she goes, you're never going to learn to do anything if you don't do it on your own. And I told her, I said, I'm going to need somebody to explain this crap to me, because they're going to freaking use big words and crap. I don't understand that crap. And she had a freaking problem with it when we were arguing earlier. Wanted to put her hands up and all that crap. Like, she's like, that's my whole point. And I'm just thinking to myself when she's doing all this stuff, like, what you raising? You know, Alex, I asked myself that same question. And I already know the answer. She's going to make my little brother take my place. And she's going to end up making him kill himself too, because of all the stress she's going to put him under. That's the whole reason my dad left, is because she became lazy when she got with him. He told me that out of his own mouth. That was one of the reasons that he left. That and because she was abusive. She went through like an abusive relationship, and instead of it doing to her like it does with most women and making them never want to deal with that or never wanting that to happen to somebody else, it turned her abusive. But she doesn't abuse you physically, she abuses you mentally. Oh, you want to attach the trailer? What button is I'm looking for? She makes you feel like you're the one in the wrong, even though she's the one in the wrong. Like, she'll be, like, trying to do something, and I'll freaking tell her. I'll say, Mom, you need to do it this way. She won't freaking listen. She'll just ignore the crap out of me, and then it goes wrong, and she gets pissed off at me. And it's like, well, I tried to tell you to do it this way. Yeah, I'm just stuck. Why did I hear the explosion come out of your headsets? Timmy, I meant to tell you, my Discord account name is Tony Wolfer, and it's going to be capital T space capital W. It should be the way that it's programmed to go in there. If not, you can just send me your name and I'll try and put it in. That goes for Jack as well. Like, I don't like talking bad about my mom, and one of the reasons is there was one time where I called her, or said that she needed to get off her lazy ass or whatever, and I didn't say it to her face. I said it outside where nobody could hear me, and my Nana conveniently had her window up, so you can guess what happened. She did the snitch bitch thing and snitched on me. And needless to say, my mom held that over my head for the rest of my life. And when she pissed me off another time, she had gotten me, this is what really pissed me off, she had gotten me like a diary type thing, right? And told me that I was supposed to write down all the stuff that, you know, I felt in that diary. One day she pissed me off, and I wrote in the diary, and I called her a bitch in the diary. She grabbed the diary and read it, and she held that over my head too. It's like, so basically the diary was for you to spy on me. Great, nice. So I stopped writing in the diary too. You know, she has no capability of giving anybody a reason to trust her. Alright. I am going to end up needing the fuel truck. Let's put this over here. My mom has severe trust issues. And that's one of the things, like, and then here's the kicker now. My dad, at one point, convinced me to go with him to North Carolina. Little did I know at the time that he was taking me to see the slut that he had cheated on my mom with. And I told my mom that it happened, and she immediately said that I was a traitor. Because of the fact that I went with my dad up there willingly. And my dad didn't bother to tell me that we were going up there from what I recollect. He just said that we were going up there to go walk on the trails. That's all he told me that I remember. I think he might have mentioned that we were going to see a friend of his. So I figured, it was one of his racing buddies. Come to find out, no, it was the slut that he had cheated on my mom with. And if I could have had a shotgun that day, I would have been in jail. But that's not the point. The point is, my mom, instead of blaming him, blamed me, called me a traitor, and she hasn't let me live that down yet either. But yet, I'm the one with issues. To hear her tell it. Alright, now hold on. I got like 3 people wanting me to send them Discord invites, so let me see if I can remember all these names. $1,000. Hold on, guys. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on, guys. I accidentally yanked my freaking Oh, guys, if y'all want to send me invites, the user's wrong. It would be Tony Wolf _ That would be what it is. I'll put it in the thing so you guys know how to put it in here. Also, I hear wolves howling. Alright. Well, don't hit the building. Don't hit the building. Hold on. Dear God, I already, received, 2 things of invites. Stop this now! Yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out myself, too, so... Don't ask the question. It's probably best if we don't ask questions. Make sure that you guys, once you send me the friend request, please send a hello message so that, flip you. Alright, so I sent one to Alex already. So I just need to send one to... No, it's not. It hurts. Victor, just send me a friend request. And make sure to read the rules, guys. I don't want to have to go through that all again. We love casting spells is crazy. I'm trying to get my A13 to go faster, but it's not going faster. I just hear a burp as you join. You've lost your focus is crazy. Hold on, hold on. So in the Discord, you've lost your focus. There we go. Better not be nothing going on in that chat, because they better be reading the rules. Better read them rules. Yeah, read them rules, boy. Boom. Jack, just go to your Discord, and there should be like a little message thing if you're on your phone. go over there. It should say like add friends or something like that. It'll have like the little friend icon or whatever. Click that, and then click on just go to the search bar, I believe. It'll be like at something something or whatever, and you just type in the name that I put in the chat, and you should be able to shoot me a friend request, and then I can invite you to the Discord. 'Cause things. Yeah, well, apparently common sense disappeared. Common sense disappeared a long time ago with the human race, so. You're a human being. Wing, 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 wing. I just hate that it ended up being the way that it was. Yeah. I love using the ironclads. I don't use them that much anymore though, because like I haven't really been playing Stormworks too much, but it's like it's nothing against the it's nothing against the game. It's just that I got kind of tired of it after a while of playing it, so I just stopped kind of messing with it for a while. I have kind of got back into it, but not like a crazy amount. I think I've been playing more Brick Rigs than Stormworks recently. I don't want to play Repo, and you can't make me. Nah, nothing. Shush, child. Silence. Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. I wish I could tell that to my mom and her actually listening, but no. No, plane go down. Plane go down. Oh my god! I wish y'all were watching the stream. My truck just went diving into the water. Yoink! Oh my god! Went from... I do, it's like there, but it's struggling. I'm under the water. Dude, I think it's got something to do with the servers, because I think they're getting ready to release the update. I will be so glad if they add the stuff that they're saying that they're going to add. I want them to add submarines, though. That's like the big thing I want. The event? Yeah, I remember the submarine event for War Thunder. It really was. It was sad that they decided not to like add it. Like, I thought that was the whole reason they were testing it, so that they could test out and get all the bugs out of it, so that they could add submarines. And then here we are. It's been a year. Nothing. Yeah, they did that like for an April Fool's event. Jack, basically the new ships that are coming in this year, or this update, is the Yamato, Bismarck, Iowa. I think the British are getting something. I can't remember what, so don't ask. They're not important. I mean, I would like to see them add the Laffy as a premium. The USS Laffy? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't do too well. All right, give me just a second. Right quick, just a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have done a load of logs. It took me about 3 years to do. I'm finally done with it. So I am going to quit this stream. I am going to go and boot up some War Thunder, maybe play a little Naval or something like that. Probably not, but tanks and planes most likely. So I hope everybody has a lovely day, and remember, you mess with the wolf, you get the fangs, unless you're my mother. Then y'all have a good one.